It is Wednesday. We're going to do another episode of insulin resistance. I know it sounds so exciting, doesn't it? Like, aren't you just like really like jumping out of your skin? You're so excited. Come on, take back your health. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right. Had a couple of really, really amazing testimonies. I want to figure out how to share those with you today. We'll see how that goes. But today I really, really want to focus in on, do you have a cortisol belly or is it a sugar belly? How to tell the difference and what you can do about it. Okay. So I'll give you some actual steps today. So jump on in. Don't be shy. Do not be shy. Very, very excited about what's going on in the group Ditch Insulin Resistance right now. We are on day 3 today of the 5-day challenge. That means today we do a pantry and a refrigerator reveal. So come on in and join. Give yourself an opportunity to actually position yourself for success. Like, give yourself that opportunity to chunk out a little bit every single month until you actually have results. Like, okay, I put this in my stories today. Do you guys know the book, The Greatest Salesman by Og Mandino? Does anybody know this book? Tell me if you know this book, The 10 Scrolls. Anybody? I would love to know if anybody knows this. Basically, it's very misleading. It's not about sales at all. It's just called The Greatest Salesman, but he's talking about mindset, gratitude, yada, yada. Every month there's a new scroll to go through, whatever. And the very first scroll is basically, I will form good habits and become their slave. Like, I will become a slave to good habits. Listen, we're all a slave to some set of habits. Like, all of us are. I had the trashiest of trashiest habits ever when I started my journey a little over 10 years ago. And I mean, like, undisciplined, unchecked, disconnected from my body, sugar addict, everything that you can imagine. All of it. Ugh. But little by little, you form good habits and then you become a slave to those habits, to the good ones instead of the bad ones. So in the group today, we're going to do pantry and refrigerator reveal. And I just really think it will help you out a lot. It's oftentimes one of the favorite days for people because they get a visual of what it looks like for an Italian girl to figure her shiz out. I mean, I'm just telling you, it's like, oh, well, that's what that looks like. Okay. That's kind of how that goes. All right. So excited to see you. Good morning, Judy. Thank you for your testimony this morning. You are amazing. Terry, good morning. Meg Deb, good morning. Oh, you guys, it's so good to see you. All right. So don't forget today, 3 o'clock Central Standard Time, you can jump into the group. The glucose product is, they're still like out in California. It might be out of stock, but otherwise it's back in stock. And you guys, don't sleep on that. Don't sleep on that. Yesterday, we talked about the testimony of her A1C going from a 6.0 to a 5.1 from October through the end of June. She just got her lab results back and she's dropped 20 pounds. So don't sleep on the products that I source are specifically for insulin resistance so that you can layer. And you can choose whether you want to go fast or if you want to go slow. You can choose whether you want to accelerate your results, expand your results, or if you just kind of want to, like mess around with food a little bit first. You can choose. Everybody chooses their own journey, their own path. So let's get going. So the difference between cortisol belly and insulin belly, this is what you do need to know, is that they are cortisol and insulin, in my opinion, I call them kind of like sister hormones. And sometimes we don't even think about things as hormones. And I feel like that's the piece that we're missing. We have to actually have this conversation that these are hormones. And then maybe we'll go, oh, that's why this is so weird. Because it's a hormone conversation, right? So is your belly from stress or sugar? Let's find out, right? So, okay, have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, what happened to my waist? Where did it go? My jeans don't fit, my tops cling in the wrong spots, and nothing seems to work anymore. Good morning, Brenda. Good to see you. Has that ever been you? So maybe you've said these things. I used to shop with confidence. Now I avoid fitting rooms like it's a war zone. Because when your belly is the part that's growing and maybe your legs aren't, all of a sudden now clothes don't fit the same anymore. And you're like beating yourself up, like just ragging on yourself. And I don't even know how to get clothes to fit me anymore. Like, how do you buy for this shape? My shape changed. That's that feeling. Maybe you put on a cute top that you used to love but now all you see is your belly. Okay, anybody? How about this? It came out of nowhere. I didn't change that much, but my body did. That was me after I had my surgery, my shoulder surgery. I've talked to you guys about this. I had rotator cuff surgery. The surgery threw me into menopause and I never had a cycle again. And after my cycle stopped, 9 months later, like my body started to change. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. What are you doing? That's how I felt. So like out of nowhere, it changed. I didn't change, but my body did. I resonate with that one the most. How about this one? I feel like I'm doing everything kind of right. I get this a lot from you in my DMs. I'm doing everything kind of right, but I'm gaining around my middle like I'm pregnant. Anybody? What's worse? No one told me how to fix it. I'm Googling belly fat at 1 a.m., but it all feels so generic. Okay, so here's what no one is telling you. Not all belly fat is the same, and it matters which you are dealing with. Okay, so we're going to tackle that today. But it's the difference between cortisol belly and insulin belly. All right, here we go. Good morning, Patty. Good to see you. Good to see you guys. I was hoping that would come up. Okay, here we go. Jumping in. All right, cortisol belly is a stress belly. Okay. Think skinny arms and legs, but round around the middle, around midsection. Okay. Skinny arms and legs, but around midsection. Comes from chronic stress, poor sleep, high anxiety, tends to be firm to the touch. Is anybody going to admit to any of this? Let's see what happens in my comments today. Let's see what people say. You feel wired, but tired. You're just like, you live on coffee, you're crashing mid-afternoon, you wake up tired even if you've slept 8 hours, you're just like, oh, just hit by a truck again. That feeling, your weight won't budge even when you eat less. You're like, what is going on? You may over-exercise or undernourish, like cardio. Are you a cardio queen? Some people are. You're in fight or flight constantly. Email, drama, pressure. Got a lot going on in your world, right? So you get through the day on adrenaline. You might eat okay, but the stress hormone cortisol is flooding your belly, just flooding your belly. And it stores fat in the belly for survival. Cortisol tells the body, hold on to fat just in case. That's what cortisol says. Yes to all of the above. I'm an insomniac, so you never sleep. I'm sorry. God, it's so frustrating. It's just so frustrating. And it's like so important. It's like one of the most important things you can fix is your sleep. Make this the year that you crush it. Make this the year. You got to do it. Good morning, Joy. Watching from New Jersey. Good to see you. Very, very good to see you. Okay, so that is like what cortisol belly kind of looks like and feels like, and maybe what's going on inside of your head. Come on in, TikTok, jump on in. It's good to see you guys. Both stop fat loss, but in different ways. So high cortisol keeps your body inflamed and in survival mode. High insulin keeps your body in storage mode, especially belly and visceral fat. You guys remember we talk about the visceral fat all the time. It's the most difficult to fix as well. I know. The sleep issue, I've worked really hard. I've worked hard to get my sleep nailed. And I will tell you, it's been worth everything that I've tried. And I'm 60 now, but I just knew, because the minute I heard that bad sleep raises my insulin resistance the next day, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Like, not only am I exhausted, or my mind is racing at 4 a.m. or whatever, but I'm like, I can't be losing sleep. And then like, I'm swimming upstream. I'm hitting my head against a brick wall. And I mentally can't take that anymore. And 10 years ago, I would have said, oh, it's just part of getting older. That's just what happens. At 50, I would have said, yeah, my coworkers who are 60 and they're coming in and you can see the highway lines in their eyes, and they're so exhausted in the brain fog. They're fighting their brain fog, like just fighting and pushing through so they can do their job. That vulnerable feeling of not being able to do your job because you're so like messed up. And I just thought, oh, this must be what it looks like to get older. And that's what I thought. I really did, until I started to study and I realized, oh, I better figure this out. So I have my own formula. It's not the same for everybody. My formula is, I have a magnesium ashwagandha blend, a duo that I use. Changed my life. But that's, everybody's different. You can always ask me about that. Like, just message me. But everybody's different. And it took me probably about 3 years to really nail my sleep well. So I'm just to give you encourage and hope. It doesn't get fixed overnight, but you can fix it. And you find out what your thing is. Okay. So sometimes we are feeling like our body has totally betrayed us. This is how I felt 9 months after my surgery, and my cycle goes away. And I'm like, this gets worse. That was my first thought. I was already a 2X in size, and now my body shape is changing because fat distribution in the belly and everything. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me right now? Like, this gets worse. Nobody told me this got worse. And then I thought, I can't possibly receive this. Like this, there has to be a way that I can deal with this. That began my studies. Okay. Anyway. So, I'm just telling you. So you didn't ask for this belly. It wasn't always there. It feels like it moved in without asking, and it brought its own suitcase. Anybody, you're not lazy. You are not crazy. You're not. You're just missing the roadmap. Okay? The rules have changed, your body has changed, and you're in a different playbook now. Oftentimes I say you've entered insulin resistance land. You've entered another land, and you have to turn around and go back. And until you get back out that door, the rules have changed. So instead of just being pissed about it, instead of just cursing the sky or whatever, just embrace that you're in the land and follow the new rules, and you can slowly back out. Because this was never a terminal diagnosis for you. I don't care what you've been through. Your body has been designed to heal. So if you've been through lots of stress, because like I did, took 5 years of taking care of my mother with dementia, very stressful. At the same time, my brother had a heart attack, quadruple bypass surgery, and a stroke on the table, and then ended up 2 years in nursing homes and group homes and everything else. And we were navigating both at the same time, and it was very stressful. But God made you fearfully and wonderfully made in order to heal. You were designed in a way that you can go and be and turn things back around. Okay, so insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, high cortisol, these are not terminal conversations. So we're not in that realm. They're in a different realm. They need to have maybe a team of doctors. They need to have all sorts of medical protocols and medicine protocols. They have to have a lot of different things than we do. We get to take the path of self-care, healing, flooding our body with nutrition, bringing down inflammation, detailing the inside of our systems like we detail that car, changing our own oil. That's the path we get to take. So rise up and get really excited about that. that you get to have a path of self-care and changing your oil. I'm serious. Like, I took a walk this morning, and again, I just walk in gratitude. Thank you, God, that I can walk. Thank you, God, for the sunshine. Thank you, God, that I can, like, I don't have anything that is, I'm not grieving the loss of a child today, or the loss of my limbs, or the loss of, like, I'm not doing anything hard, right? So I can take that self-care moment and say, no, I deserve to be able to just enjoy everything that I have. I'm not going to look at what I don't have. I'm going to look at what I do have, and what do I have at my disposal. Okay. So that's that whole self-care piece. So these are some of the things that you can actually do right now. And I talk about them all the time. I do have a free Banish the Bloat and Burn Fat blueprint, where you can learn some of these protein tips and tricks and understanding, because it will change the way that your body functions. So I'm just going to tell you that. That's on my site, myfirstlastname.com. But start your morning with protein, 30 grams before noon. Okay. Now, if you're an intermittent faster and you're fasting until 2, don't change anything that you're doing. If that's a part of what you're doing, and that's intermittent fasting is a good thing. So if you're already doing it, don't change that in order to get, but most people aren't. Okay. So we're ditching the oatmeal. We're ditching the cereal. We're ditching all the grains. We're not doing toast and pancakes. We're not doing bagels and cream cheese. We're getting 30 grams of straight protein before noon. Okay. That's a good goal. It's a start. It's not the be all end all, but it's a really good start. So for instance, if you wake up and you have like a chicken sausage and you have eggs and it's all straight protein and it's 30 to 40 grams of protein, your blood sugar will be like humming. That's what it's going to do for you. And you're going to feel full and satiated. And this is going to be a very good start. Number 2. All right, take a deep breath. This is the harder piece for people. You're going to cut out sugar, grains, and snacking in between meals. And some people are like, I can't do that. You can. You can. And you find your own trade-outs. That's why I'm doing that pantry and refrigerator reveal today in the group. The group is Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. You don't change the foods that you love. You change the ingredients that you use to make the foods that you love. So don't freak out thinking you have to be perfect on Monday. Don't freak out thinking that you're going to have to fix your food addictions overnight. Okay. But give yourself a chance to at least walk the journey. Okay. So you have to give your insulin a break so that fat burning can finally happen. You have to give insulin a break. Okay. That's why we do this. Eat according to how it spikes your sugars. Supplement according to how you need to have insulin sensitivity in your body. Don't just take a bunch of crap because you saw an ad on Amazon, Facebook, Instagram, like TikTok shop. Like, be more clear, because then you will go the long haul if you understand what it's doing in your body. Okay. Prioritize sleep and morning sunlight. It lowers your cortisol naturally. Okay. So no supplement can replace, they can help you and support you. But like that sunlight, that real sunlight, man, God gave it to us for a reason. Okay. And if you can fix your sleep, and this was my progression for fixing sleep. First, I started with melatonin. I have a melatonin gummy that is phenomenal. It's amazing, but it's so good. I can't take it. It just makes me feel drunk, and I don't like that feeling. So, I don't take the melatonin gummy, but I did for a while. And I was like, man, this is awesome, because it would knock me out. And I'd be like, but the problem is that then I would be exhausted until like noon, because it just wouldn't clear my system. Okay. Maybe my melatonin was already high, right? Melatonin is a hormone. And maybe I just didn't need more of it. Okay. So I started with that. And then I'm like, oh, baby, after about maybe 90 days or so, I'm like, I can't do this. I'm sleeping, but I'm foggy, and I don't like being foggy. Second step was, okay, then I'm going to start taking, I have in my line a sleep product that has those stinky herbs. You guys know what the stinky herbs are? It's like, ugh, they don't smell good, but I really have enjoyed those benefits of the stinky herbs. So I take those, and then I added a magnesium in. And those two together were working really, really well for me for a long time. But then they discontinued the magnesium that I loved so much. I'm like, ah. So I went and I sourced another magnesium and I added that in. And I'm like, okay, this is working. This is good. But then they launched the line that I work with. They launch an ashwagandha. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I need to try ashwagandha. Like, but, I'm a business owner. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to test it so I can tell other people. Well, I never looked back. And then they launched a triple blend magnesium that has shifted so much for me. I can't even tell you. It just took me to another level. So now every night before I go to bed, every night, like I think I missed one time recently because I was so exhausted. We were in Denver on our business incentive trip in June, and we were just running. I couldn't even believe that I forgot. Like I couldn't even believe, but I slept really well anyway. It didn't matter. Every single night I take 2 ashwagandha and 2 of my magnesium, 2 ashwagandha and 2 of my magnesium. So this was like a 3-year process for me of kind of shifting. And the signs that I was looking for me was I never ever wanted to get up and go to the bathroom and have a hard time going back to sleep. I never wanted to wake up with racing thoughts. I never wanted to wake up and feel exhausted. Like those were my goals. Those were the things that I was working towards. And now I'm in my sweet spot. And so I just want you to be encouraged that you can do that, okay? Use targeted supplementation that supports your insulin and your cortisol regulation. I have done this now for years. It's why I've been able to lose 3 sizes in my 50s. It's why I never had a hot flash. I know, right? How is that possible? Well, because I used supplementation. I used adaptogenic herbs starting in my upper 40s. I had no clue, you guys. I had no clue. I wish you understood how little of a clue I had. I was just like, oh, get rid of brain fog. Okay, yeah, I'll take that. And then I was like, why is this helping my hormones? And you asked, why? How did I know? Well, when I had my shoulder surgery and I'm about 90 days out from the surgery, it was frozen inside of there. And I had no idea that it was frozen. And I'm starting to do like physical therapy and stuff. And I'm like, oh my, the pain is insane. Insane. And of course, they just think you have a low pain tolerance and push through it, right? So I stopped taking all of my supplements, like, because I had to stop them for the surgery. You can't take supplements for like 2 weeks or something before you have surgery. Stop everything. Afterwards, I'm on narcotics, and I'm really thankful for those. And that continues, and I don't take my supplementation. And all of a sudden, I'm having warm feelings in my body. And I'm like, excuse me? I didn't go into surgery with any kind of a shift going on, but I came out and now like a complete shift. And I did not know what that was. And so it had to have been a God moment. And I'm not even joking, because there's no way that I would have had this thought. This is how I know these are God moments. Me, disconnected from my body, sugar addict, not assessing anything very well, even though my dad died of type 2 diabetes at 63, even though I was gestational diabetic when I was 22, like I'm assessing nothing. So I know it was God. That herb that you've been taking was holding back the hormonal chaos. What? So I immediately started back on that adaptogenic herb. I still take it to this day. I haven't stopped. I talk about every once in a while, I talk to you guys about the purple packet. That's what this is. It's a purple packet. It has 3, you can always message me about that too. It has 3 supplements inside of it. It has 3 adaptogenic herbs and all of your 8B vitamins time released. Anyway, and then I take a little extra one, not a packet, but an extra one of the herbs. Anyway, message me about stuff like that. Message me when I talk about stuff like that. Yeah, I'll tell you what it is. But point being, I immediately went back. I never had a hot flash again, even though I didn't have one more period. 50 years old, surgery, period, gone, hot flashes coming and then disappearing. because I learned how to target my supplementation. That's why I was so confident to be able to target for insulin resistance. I'm like, well, if I can target for there, I can target for here. Because I wasn't a supplementer. I am the let's not mess around person. I'm the I have people that laugh at me in my life, okay? Because I am not interested in I'm not interested yet. Ruth says ashwagandha is the bomb. It is. I'm not interested in maintenance, like at all. Like I'm not interested. I do not want a bunch of processes in my life that do not have meaning. Like I'm like, no, I don't get my nails done. I used to get my nails done all the time. I don't even get my toes done right now. I want less highlights. I don't want more highlights. I want less. I want my life to be streamlined. I'm choosing to just stay really focused in my universe. I love having a streamlined life. Maybe it's would you call it a minimalist? I don't even know what I mean by that necessarily. Minimalist in my brain space, maybe, is that what that is? So I'm not going to just start taking, I'm not going to start filling up a supplement cupboard. I'm just not going to do that. I'm not trying to attain to being a granola person at all. I literally want to just fix something. So adaptogenic herb, fix something. The total body reset, fix something. Like I want to fix something with my insulin resistance and my hormones, etc. Okay. So those pieces of your puzzle, you literally can begin to walk back your frustration, walk back your symptoms, and take back your life. That is worth so much. I can't even tell you. And I actually had 2 testimonies that came in this morning, and they were both, one of them, she started with the trio. Those are the 3 supplements. She started with the trio 60 days ago. And then 30 days ago, she added in everything else for the total body reset. So she did all of it. And she just sent me the nicest testimony this morning about how excited she is, because it's changing her clothes. It's changing how she's shopping. It's changing how she's feeling. And I'll tell you, there's nothing quite like that. 244971. I keep trying to do things like this when I'm talking. And I get so excited. So let me see here. Let's try this one first. Oh my gosh, I didn't even see this part of her testimony. This is crazy. So I have 2 different testimonies going on. Okay. Her blood pressure is down 25 points and her triglycerides are down 70. I totally even missed that sentence. I can't believe I missed that sentence. I just need to pause. Because I have a lot of people in my world that are trying to get their triglycerides down. You are so sweet to check on me. I'm doing well. I'm losing inches all over my body, fit comfortably into clothes. I didn't used to be able to. In fact, I think she might be on here. You might be on here. You're looking forward to trying the ashwagandha. Yeah, you'll love it. You will love it. I'm losing inches all over my body, fit comfortably into clothes. I didn't used to be able to get into the size I was wearing. In 18, they are baggy. And I need a belt to hold them up. This is 60 days, you guys. I have the energy to exercise more regularly. Do you know what that's worth? Man, I feel better throughout the day, being off the sugar roller coaster. Yesterday, I made an egg and cheese bun. I sliced a beautiful heirloom tomato with some healthy sliced turkey and had a wonderful summer sandwich, which I could only eat half of. I am home today and I'm going to try get on the lives, which she is. Do you understand? Like, when you stop listening to traditional marketing of how to lose weight, I'm not going to go down that road right now. And you start to actually take care of the core problem. You take an axe to the root of the tree, which is insulin resistance. And then that whole cortisol piece. If you know that your adrenals are shot, you know that you have a lot of stress in your life. You know that you have, you're not sleeping well, you're waking up, you're stressed, your mind is racing, you feel wired but tired, that whole cortisol piece. It can be insulin, it can be cortisol, and they both show up as a belly, but they're kind of both, it's kind of a both and situation. So I always lead with insulin resistance because that's my story of my dad. I was raised by him being type 2 all of his life and insulin dependent. And so that was going to be my future. It was my future. I intercepted it because I was gestational with my first baby, and 2X by the time I'm almost 50. And it was not, I was not going in the right direction at all. And so I always lead with that. But the truth is that even when you go through really hard things like I did with my mom and my brother and stuff, that cortisol of just fight and flight, you have to deal with it. And when you learn how to target and pull back that arrow on your supplementation, I'm telling you, you can dial it in and nail it. So her story is very wonderful because it's literally 60 days, and that has been her testimony. The second one was 30 days now on Total Body Reset, which is all of everything that I talk about. It's these 3 pillars. It's the 3 pillars, okay? It's the trio, which are the 3 supplements that have the 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. It's the gut primer, the probiotic, and the orange pixie stick, which is that visceral fat burner. And so 30 days. Good morning, Kirsten. I'm feeling great! Exclamation point, exclamation point. When I got up this morning, I felt the need to try on a few tops that I haven't been able to wear. And to my surprise, they fit. I'm losing inches for sure. I can wear them now if I choose. I'm so excited. Thanks for checking in. So I always ask people, like, instead of having that short-term mentality, that lack of journey mentality, meaning, I just need to lose 10 pounds by by next month. And that's, whatever. Let's go to Christmas. Okay. Jingle bells, jingle bells. Let's go to Christmas. Where are you in 6 months? Where are you a year from now? Did you continue to take back your health? Not perfect, but progress. Not perfect, but progress. In 60 days, her blood pressure is down 25 points and her triglycerides 70. What is happening right now? That's like, what? That is crazy. And then, of course, she's talking about how she has to use a belt for her size 18 clothes. This is after 60 days. Okay? So I just want you to absorb that for half a second, because you can shift the way your body is functioning. Now, if you want to just start with food, you can start with just food. And like I said to you, on my site, kirstenliebelt.com, okay? kirstenliebelt.com. This is not coming up for me. Telling you. kirstenliebelt.com. Here it is. There's a free banish, bloat, burn fat protein blueprint. It's free. It has the protein formula in it for you. It has a chart for you to see how much protein are in these particular pieces, like a food, like whether it's chicken or beef or whatever, so that you can have an understanding. It tells you what your goal for protein should be, as far as get up over 100 grams a day. I always recommend taking your goal weight and making that into protein grams for the day. And you will begin to transform what's going on inside of your body. And then all of the supplementations are there for you. You can text me and ask me any questions that you have. Don't ever feel like you are lost or confused. Don't ever feel like you are without help, without an arm to lock into. Don't ever feel that way. Fight that feeling of self-sabotage. Like it only ever happens to everybody else and it never happens for me. Don't succumb to that thought process, okay? Because I'm telling you, we can make a huge difference in your health in 3 months, 6 months. And you can, like I said, you just start with the food. If that's all you want to do, that's just fine, right? Let's just get you going in the right direction. As you add in supplementation that's targeted for insulin resistance, 6-month guarantee on all of the products. You guys, nobody's doing that. purchase 150 or more 3 months in a row and earn $75 back. Nobody is doing that. Nobody is paying you to get healthy. Nobody is doing that for you. You can't use your HSA. You can't submit it to insurance, but you can earn it. You can earn it by just consistently purchasing 150 or more for 3 months in a row. Okay, so this is what my site looks like, just to tell you. Okay, it's my first last name.com, Kirsten Liebelt. Can you see my name? Here, I'll do it. I'll do Facebook. It's probably backwards, but screenshot it and then like turn it around in your camera. If it's backwards, screenshot it and turn it around in your camera. Do you know how to do that? You just edit the picture. Okay. And then you can flip it. All right. Right here, free guide right there. The biggest button at the very, very top is the free guide that I put together for you. This is like, I created this so that you could have tools. Come on. Let's see. It wants to know how to open it up. This is my Android that I love so much. I'm so grateful for an Android. Okay, here we go. So it's going to give you why this kind of protein works. The protein rule, is it lean or fat forward? It's going to give you examples of lean or fat forward proteins. It's going to give you everything. You actually can see some of the supplementation options at the very, very bottom, but everything is on here. Anybody can start with this basic, simple. In fact, it's only from here. It's here to there. That's it. That's how simple. This does not have to be rocket science, people. Oops, sorry. This does not have to be like, I'm going to give you 50 steps. And your brain fog is going to go, heck no. I don't want no 50 steps. Like, I need 2 steps. Perfect. Let's do that. Let's do that. Oh, Teresa, absolutely. She says, I'm new here and I'd like to lose 20 pounds. Would need for you to help me out. Perfect, Teresa. I will do that. I'll reach out to you when I'm done. Patty, yes, cortisol was high due to the stress of taking care of my youngest daughter who had cancer and passed in 2023. I'm really, really sorry, Patty. That is a journey. See, everybody's got a story, you guys. People have stories. And so now, Jeanette Hendricks. Jeanette! She says, listen to this info. It will change your life. Thank you, Jeanette. Thank you. Thank you. You're such a VIP. Such a VIP. This chart is, Judy says that this chart is really helpful. I'm looking at it right now. I will use it when I plan my shopping list. That's what I want you to do. That's what I want you to do. But going back to even Patty saying that, you know, taking care of her daughter, her youngest daughter who had cancer, she passed in 2023. You do not know somebody's story. And this is why I impress upon you, listen, you are either going to ignore everything and walk away, and that's your choice. No shame, no judgment, right? Or you're going to once and for all give yourself permission to take the journey of healing and turning back metabolic dysfunction. It's not going to happen overnight. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you that it's the easiest thing you ever did. I'm not going to tell you that you can do this in, 21 days, changes a habit and blah, blah, blah. Not yes. Because your blueprint, your, how do I say this? Your foundation is different than my foundation. The spectrum of insulin resistance, the spectrum of having hormones that have gone awry, like cortisol, et cetera. It's a broad spectrum. She just went through something really traumatic, right? Her body still needs to recover from certain things. So you have to be the person to give it what it needs. I can't do it for you, but I can tell you how I did it. But you have to be the one to give your body what it needs. Whether it happens to be like, doggone it, I'm going to nail my sleep by the end of the year. If I do nothing else for the rest of 2025, I'm nailing my sleep. I'm figuring it out once and for all. I'm going to stop telling myself that it will never be fixed. I'm going to stop telling myself that this is impossible. I am going to start telling myself I'm bright enough, and you guys makes me think of Stuart Smalley. I'm sorry. That's really an inappropriate time for this memory to come up. You guys know who I'm talking about though, right? On SNL, the old SNLs. I'm smart enough, I'm kind enough, and dang it, people like me. Okay, sorry. Look it up on YouTube if you don't know what I'm talking about. But you have to talk to yourself that way. Listen, you have to say things like, no problem, I can figure out my sleep. I used to pay attention to my body all the time when I was 13. I knew exactly when my period was coming. I can figure out my sleep. The answers are now going to just come to me, and I'm going to figure this out. And instead of fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting, like go into resourceful mode. All right. That's just a little tippy poo. Good morning, Meg. Good to see you. Good to see you. That's just a little tip. So point being, today in the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women, we're going to do it 3 o'clock Central Standard Time. I'm going to do a pantry and a refrigerator reveal. I know we talked about a lot today. We covered a lot, and I kind of threw out a lot of different supplementation thought processes and whatever. Just reach out to me in any of my messages, Messenger, Instagram, text me, whatever, and just say, you know what? I actually need you to create for me a custom cart, but I don't know what I need in it yet. This is kind of what I'm dealing with. And just because I put together a cart for you doesn't mean you have to purchase everything in the cart. But it gives you an ability to say, okay, I'm going to start customizing for me. And I'm going to stop listening to what my girlfriend down the street is doing for her stuff and not getting results, or what somebody else is, I saw that Facebook ad or whatever. I actually want to have a conversation with somebody quickly and just tell them, like, this has been my story. What do you recommend? And then let's go for it. Let's bring down your insulin, your sugars. Let's get your liver to function again. Let's get your sleep dialed in. What is it that you need? Because I'm telling you, we can absolutely tweak things. And when it comes to food, by the end of this week, we will do a recipe for the 5-day challenge. So don't miss that, because that's a really good way for you to put something in your repertoire. Just a little something, something. And then we'll do another challenge next month. So you let me know what it is that you need, but don't sabotage yourself by not reaching out. If you're on my content and you've stayed this whole time, you resonate with something that I've said. You are resonating with, it's making sense to you. You've been looking for something that is a little more streamlined and simple. You've been looking for somebody to say, listen, I teach only 2 things. I teach food ingredient trade-outs and targeted supplementation. You've been looking for something that makes sense in your brain, and you need it to make sense in order for you to be consistent. Because if you don't know why you're taking certain supplementations, or why you're denying yourself things when you eat, which is the wrong mentality, but I understand it, you will quit. You'll give up and say, screw it. Nothing matters. Nothing matters. Nothing I try works. And then you'll go back another cycle. And then oftentimes what happens, I'm just telling you, this is the way this goes. A year from now, you come back and you say, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. And then I'm more than happy to help you. It doesn't matter if it's now or later. I'm excited about it. But I will tell you, if you can push through that mental wall of nothing is going to work for me anyway, nothing has ever worked for me before, if you can push through that to the other side, then you don't have to wait another year. And you can be in a different place by Christmas 2025. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So there you go. I hope that you got you got value from today. Share it with people that need this information. Reach out to me in my Messenger, text me, Instagram. I'm everywhere. My name is everywhere. Kirsten Liebelt, Kirsten, like the American Girl doll, Lie, lie down, belt around your waist, Liebelt. Kirsten Liebelt. You can find me anywhere, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. And Teresa, I will reach out to you when I jump off. But the first step might be for you to get into the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. We'll go through some pantry and some refrigerator things today. And then in the background, we can talk about, what do you want to do for targeted supplementation? July just seems to be a month that people kind of they've settled into summer. And it happened to me last year too. Everybody all of a sudden goes, okay, I kind of had a little bit of sun, a little bit of fun. I've taken a deep breath. I'm feeling good. I went to the weddings. I went to the graduation parties. I did the 4th of July. And now all of a sudden you're like, I think I kind of want a different size for my sweater this fall. I think I kind of want to I have the brain space now. And I don't know what that is. It's very interesting to me, but it's very fun because that means we kind of start to ramp up again now in July. And everybody's now looking down the road again. And it's kind of like we came up and took a deep breath and we feel good. We're refreshed a little bit from a little bit of summer. And in Minnesota, maybe the trauma of winter has washed off of us. And we're like, whoo, life is going to be good forever. And then November comes and we go, oh my God, it's so gray outside. So we just have amnesia up in Minnesota. That's what we do. Anyway, all right. I'll see you guys today at 3:00 Central Standard Time in the group. And I'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. right here, Central Standard Time, because we do this Monday through Friday. We've done it for over 2 years. And no, a year and a half. And the group is a little over 2 years. So listen, you're looking for a blueprint? I got you. I got you. And the version of you 5 years from now. So that's who I'm thinking about. I want you to wonder, where did that girl go? She taught me how to fish and I figured it out. And now I don't have a problem anymore. That's what I want you to say. So see you later.